Hey guys, All in Crypto here and welcome back ladies and gentlemen for another YouTube video. I hope everybody is enjoying their weekend so far. We've got some beautiful weather in the UK. I hope you guys are out enjoying it wherever you are, whatever you're doing. Guys, today we're going to talk about Cardano. I'm going to be giving you a Cardano update video because there is an ever increasing fear that is gripping this market. People are getting really kind of bored with it. They're getting very sort of fed up, if you will. You know, we took the previous 3 days off just simply because the markets were very low volume. We watched the volume profile. Of course, I've got a number of alerts set. But ultimately, the market is just doing much and such of what it has been doing. You know, the market is absolutely trending down. Ultimately, guys, we're just waiting for a breakout. You are forming a falling wedge on Bitcoin. This is what we like to see. We don't like rising wedges, we like falling wedges. So rising wedges usually break to the downside. Falling wedges usually break to the upside. And that's what we're waiting on, guys. Lots of people asking the question, are we in a bull or a bear market? Well, you guys know I believe we are in a bull market. And we are following a similar trajectory to 2017. The only difference is, and it's the only reason people are really calling for a bear market here, is due to the severity of this sell-off. Now, we said this is really just down to the leverage in the system. Lots of liquidations took place here, more liquidations than has ever took place on in regards to cryptocurrencies. This, of course, has fueled this sell-off, and it's got a lot of people shaken out. Now, we've said, for those of you who haven't watched our Bitcoin and cryptocurrency market update, exactly kind of really what is going on. You know, there is two pictures, two stories being told here. There is the on-chain story of people buying and accumulating Bitcoin, and the kind of mainstream media story, which is doom and gloom, Bitcoin bad. You know, China are openly attacking it and trying their hardest to destroy it as it stands in direct competition with their digital yuan, etc., etc. But go and give that video a watch if you've not seen it. That may help some of you to understand where we're at. Ultimately, we set out a roadmap. Let me tell you what we're going to do in this video, guys. We're going to, of course, look at Cardano, where it's at today, in regards to price on a couple of different time frames. We're going to be listening to the Cardano team talk about where the project is. We know we're in the Alonzo testnet, which is going to lead to the Alonzo mainnet, which is going to see the Goguen era completed, and then smart contracts are going to be compatible with Cardano, which is going to see DeFi projects such as Meld, which we've mentioned in other videos. We do have a big, long video coming out about this project I'm very excited about. The short and curlies are, you can actually take loans out on your underlying crypto assets that will be directly deposited into your bank in the terms of fiat. So you could actually have crypto in a wallet and get a loan on it that will be deposited into your bank account. So it's very, very interesting. Lots of, like I say, uncertainty in this market, but ultimately, guys, you know, we still think that you're following this kind of Elliott wave theory roadmap, and you are in your fourth wave. We're going to talk about some of the similarities that your two wave and the completion of that before you entered your third have with the fourth wave that you're going through right now before we enter the fifth and perhaps final wave of this cycle. History is essentially repeating itself, guys, and I don't really see the cause for concern here. You know, Grayscale, it's Cardano is Grayscale's third biggest holding at this point. Even though I'm looking on Grayscale and I can't see Cardano anywhere on either the Bybit or the Grayscale's actually own publisher. Whether they're just sorting it out and kind of coming up with it before it hits the market, we'll see. But ultimately, guys, I think there is, for all the bad news, there is just as much good news. It's just been rather shadowed by the bad news. Now, in regards to Cardano and its price, you know, you're doing much and such the same as Bitcoin. You are creating a falling wedge that I do believe you are going to pop out of. And that pop out is going to coincide with the kind of macro structure, this macro Elliott wave structure that we've kind of mapped out for you. Now, if you look at how you finish the two wave, guys, and we bring up the RSI here, this was your one wave, two wave, three wave, and you're now in your fourth wave, which is finishing up in terms of the RSI in the exact same way as your two wave. You know, you are here, guys. You are right. Let me just move this so you can see. You are literally here. Now, if we look at the stock RSI, it paints the exact same picture, ladies and gentlemen. There are a number of things telling them, screaming in my face right now that the bottom is in for Cardano. I could be wrong. You know, there is absolutely that possibility. You know, your fourth wave, and look at, you're doing the exact same thing, guys. It's apparent to me, and of course these indicators aren't gospel, but they aren't the only two indicators that are screaming the bottoms into me. You know, you can see the volume profile here, which I will very quickly highlight for you. Look at your volume. Volume down before it then resumes. And there's lots to suggest, you know, that a resumption of this bull market is coming. And look at how, when we were up here, guys, we were saying, look, you are very overextended from your EMA, 20 EMA on the weekly, and it's always reconciled the same way the two-wave finished out, with a kind of equilibrium, you coming back to this EMA. And that's exactly what you're doing, ladies and gentlemen. You've got overextended, you've come back down like your two-wave, you've kind of pierced under it before then coming back and reclaiming it as support. Look at what you are doing today, guys. You've come below it, you're probably going to regain it as support before then breaking out and continuing on in this bull market, and that would coincide with the rising wedge. So many things are screaming out to me, guys, and none of this is technical in terms of the fundamentals. This is all just what I'm seeing on the charts, how things are setting up. You know, we know that the news is going to be coupled with it. Lots of people saying, look, there was actually a bet, I think $50,000 that Alonzo wouldn't be completed by October. I can't remember who put that bet on. Just ignore all that, guys. People very tribalistic in the crypto space. You know, they don't want anything other than their product to succeed. Certainly people that are perhaps in Ethereum or another smart contract protocol will, you know, be sort of casting doubt on their opponents. That's just how the space goes. Ultimately, if you're like me, you want everybody to win because it benefits the space as a whole, and everybody can have a slice of this pie, and that's the idea of decentralization. What we're going to do now, guys, is we're going to listen to an update on the Gogan era, more the Alonzo testnet, where we're at, where we're going, and then we're going to wrap the video up with a closing statement. So we'll play this, guys, and then we'll make our closing statement.
Well, in the next 360 show at the end of this month. But meanwhile, perhaps you can just give us a high-level overview of what purple will involve once we've moved past white.
Well, as a brief reminder again, we'll get through to the end of white. We'll have the Cardano wallet and the Plutus application backend integrated to the node. Once we've got those pieces, we'll be ready to actually start purple. We've split the purple phase into two. So we've got light purple and dark purple. In the light purple phase, it will be the start of the public network, and we'll introduce a lot more community members to get involved and to be able to develop different kind of smart contract dApps. Now, in this phase, in the light purple phase, we won't have the Plutus application backend integrated to the wallet. And it's this part which is the key element that we have to do as an integration part when we actually reach the dark purple phase. This first phase will enable us to increase the amount of community members and for those guys to continue to develop their smart contract applications. And then in the second phase is when it all comes together. And we'll see probably the partners who are most advanced in developing their dApps to integrate against the full Plutus application backend technology that's been fully integrated with all our Cardano components.
Now, Nigel, just before you go, we've also been working with a number of Plutus development partners, some of whom we've introduced on previous shows, testing out proof of concept. Perhaps you can tell us a little bit more about progress there.
They've all done really well. They've got some exciting applications coming online. We've got digital exchanges, we've got swaps, we've got loan applications, we've got oracles, and a whole multitude of different dApps that are coming down the road. Now, they've developed theirs and finished phase one, where we've got some working applications against the mock chain, where they've developed these things in a local environment. And their next phase is to then start getting involved with the networked Alonzo, where we can start off with doing what everybody else has been doing, updating the nodes, doing simple Plutus transactions, and then they'll end by actually integrating to the full Plutus library, the Plutus application backend. And at that point, we'll then start to see fully working dApps on our testnet.
Gentlemen, thank you very much for the update today. That's it for now.
We'll leave that there, guys. That was just an update on how this is what you've got to remember. Regardless of the price doing what it's doing, and it is downtrending, guys, but you are forming a falling wedge, which I believe you're going to pop out of. Coincided with how you're going to finish this fourth wave. You're finishing the fourth wave in a similar way to how you finished the second wave. Lots of sort of data points to me, lots of TA points, lots of kind of on-chain, off-chain, where the project is as a whole and where it's going and what's going to come, once these stages are completed. It suggests to me that there are great things coming for this. And ultimately, the short-term price action is really just noise when you kind of take everything into the equation. Because I'm certainly betting on the fact that Cardano by the end of the year is going to be at a much higher price than it is right now. I'm sure a lot of you are out there. You know, I'm confident in that. However, I could be wrong. Time is going to be the best teacher on that front. And, you know, lots of talk about perhaps Cardano partnering up with Europe for a digital identity system, a blockchain digital identity system. There's not really any concrete evidence on that as of yet. However, there are some, you know, mainly the fact that Cardano can do that and facilitate that, and they would be probably one of the, if the European Union were looking to perhaps employ a blockchain, they would be probably one of the prime candidates. So we'll cover that probably in some more detail at another point. But this was just really an update, guys, because I know, you know, I'm right here with you going through it. You know, my portfolio as a whole, my HODL portfolio really sold off by about 50%. Happy to sit through it the same way I was happy to sit through March 2020 and every pullback that has come after that, guys, because ultimately I believe in the underlying technology. It's because of that belief that I can sit here quite comfortably in an uncomfortable time for most people. I've been in the crypto space for 4 years. This is how it works, guys. Welcome to the most volatile asset in the world, the most volatile asset class in the world. And it is indeed an asset class. Big players calling it that. People still are, you know, it's an emerging technology. It has to break down the barriers before it is allowed to. Regulation is one barrier that we're still yet to break down. There's still a long way to go in this space, and that's a good thing as well as a bad thing in terms of you are still early, but you're going to endure the consequences of that. So that is really all I have for you in this video, guys. Big things coming. Stay tuned for the MELD video. This is a project that I am super bullish on. I'm staking to get, I'm in the initial stake offering. I'm going to be in it to get MELD as a reward. We're going to talk to you about how you can get involved with that, etc., etc. This is something I'm extremely bullish on, and I'm bullish on Cardano as a result of what's coming for it in terms of the DeFi space that I know is going to flourish out of it. Right now, it's only really Ethereum that DeFi is on. This is about to change. Polkadot also, around about the same time, are running side parachains, which is actually going to allow DeFi to be built on top of that. Big things coming for the crypto space as a whole. Big things coming for Cardano, guys. Stay, hodl those coins. That's the main message of this video, because right now you are in your fourth wave, and it does to me look like you are completing it and going to do something very similar to the 2-wave and how you entered the third. All I have for you in this video, ladies and gentlemen. Stay safe out there. I'm going to love and leave you. If you enjoyed the content, a like is always appreciated. So is a comment, and I will see you all in the next YouTube video. Thanks a lot for watching, guys.